In this video, I'll be walking through how an IWG can review and score an application. To do this, we will be in the GMS system under the Reviewers app. As an IWG reviewer, when I select and log in to Dynamics, I will only see the Reviewers application. This is the only app that I can navigate to. By selecting this, it'll take me to the Reviewers app here in the Home Reviewer dashboard. On the Reviewer dashboard, I can see my approvals, any approval that I need to take action on, as well as my applications to review. To take note here, we can see draft and submitted statuses. If one has been submitted with a score, that means we have scored it, but we have not approved it. If one has been in draft without a score, that means we have not scored it or submitted it, which in turn means we have not approved it. To then go down here, we can select projects. I can see my team's assigned applications. So anything that is in my region here as state. If I select application reviews, it defaults to the draft application reviews. Again, these are application review records that have not been scored or submitted. So this is my queue to do something with, as well as approvals, any active approvals that I own in the system. So to start, we have an application that we need to score, so we'll walk through that process here. To do that, I will open up the application record. To open up an application record, anywhere where there is a blue hyperlink text, this takes us to a new record. If I double click into the line item, it will take me to the application review record. But if I want to go to the actual application record, I can select the text here. I know I am on an application record when it says project underneath. This is the project record. This is the application record. From here, I can see some pertinent information, the reviewers, the group of the review group, as well as who's reviewing it, myself. As an IWG, I will automatically see a draft scoring average application review record in the system that I need to do something with, as well as my approval. Okay, so we're going to go through and score this application. To do that, we can navigate through the tabs of the application here. All the fields will indicate a lock symbol, meaning we cannot edit it. We can then go through and see all of the information needed to score the application. Once we review everything, remember that there are more tabs to show depending on our zoom by selecting the three horizontal dots here. Once everything has been reviewed, though, we can score the application. So let's do that. If I come into the system and I say, you know what, I forgot to score and I think everything is fine and I want to approve this by clicking approve, the system will stop me and it won't move the application forward. The approval will still stay in a ready to approve status until I submit the application or the review. So let's do that. So by doing that, we can double click into this line item here and it'll take us to the application review record. Notice I'm on the application review record by the syntax up here under the name. I can see the project name as well as the scoring by Sonia DiCarlo. On the right-hand side, I can see the application that it's tied to. Here you will notice all of the fields on the scoring sheet here. So each value that is in the parentheses, this field cannot exceed that value. So if I try to put in 6, I will get an error that a number must be between 0 and 5. If I need to access the scoring rubric for more information, I can do that from and only from the application form view. By navigating to an application review record, I can select the help symbol up here. Then on the right panel, I will select scoring rubric. That then will open up a SharePoint document in a new tab and show me the scoring rubric here. If all this looks good, I can now put in all my information based on the application information. So here, we're just going to put 5s across the board just for our sake when we're putting in information. This would be valued information, though, that will reflect how the IWG recommends the application as a whole, how the initial reviewer identifies that. Once I'm done, I can save and close. Okay. One thing to note as an IWG, if I come in and I make updates here, I'm going to refresh my record. We can see that the average reviewer score now is just the average of the scores here. And since it's just mine, it's 55. If I have not submitted it and I try to approve it, nothing will happen. It'll still say where the approval will be in a ready for approval status. Okay, so one thing to note. So if I come in and I say, you know what, I think I'm done, I submitted my score, I can approve my application. To approve your application, I would come up here and just simply click approve. I would then click OK on the pop-up, as well as OK on the next one. What will happen is it'll say approved, but it'll refresh again and say, actually, there's an application review record that is in a draft state. So it's not ready yet. This application is still in a ready for approval stage. So if I approve this and I navigate out of it, one thing to note is I will see in my draft application reviews, I will still see my application review here. If something falls under this view, that means it is something I have to take action on that I have not completed. If it has a score, that means it has not been submitted yet. Okay, so to do that, let's go submit the application review and then reapprove the application. So if we double click into this line item, it'll take me to the application review. I put in my score, I meant to submit it. I can now do that by changing this to submitted, and then I can save. From there, I can open up the application again. I can come back to the application and say, okay, yep, there's my review record. It's been submitted. And I say, well, I need to approve it. Now I need my final approval. So I can come in here and click approve. Click OK on the pop-ups. And then as we wait, the system will then approve our record. If I refresh this, I will see now the approved date has been set as well as the status of approved. This now indicates to the initial reviewer, the email will be sent to the initial reviewer saying that this application has received all the scoring necessary to move forward and for the initial reviewer to put in that IWG final recommendation.